Okay, here I'm going to show how to determine the open circuit voltages of the primary instrument that controls the power output of this circuit, the function generator output. That's the trace that you'll be looking at on the blue line right there. Okay, and right now I have the system idling. We're looking at the little Brian circuit, 2 MOSFET circuit with three batteries, but in series for 36 or 38 volts, but that's not important. What's important is actually how to determine the actual values that are going into the experiment to control its power output. Now, as you can see, I've got the trace down here. We're idling along, and between these two cursors, these two vertical cursors right here, we're taking a measurement of the duty cycle rising, which is set at about, let me crank up the voltage just a little bit there, which is set as close to 20% as I could get it, and the frequency, let me crank that down a bit, the frequency at 1 kilohertz. It's as close as I can get it with my function generator, which is not digital. Okay, so 1 kilohertz, 20% duty cycle. Alright, now I'm going to turn up the function generator amplitude. This cursor, by the way, is at 4 volts. Cursor B, the blue one. So if I keep the Q1 drive signal below 4 volts, I won't get any Q1 current turning on, and I get nice oscillations in there. And of course, if I change the offset to go more negative, I get higher amplitude oscillations. This is why the offset function generator setting, which cannot be read directly off the trace, is so important. It controls the behavior of the circuit. Okay, so now I have the oscillation set. This is a typical behavior mode here, no current in this portion, nice oscillations. So now let's see what the true open circuit voltage is of the function generator. How do we do that? Well, we simply go over here to the circuit, we disconnect the positive probe from the circuit, and we disconnect the function generators, or the scope probe that's making that measurement. And then we hook those together. You try this with one hand. I'm holding the thing under my chin right now, the camera. So you hook those together, like that. And then you go back to the oscilloscope and you read it. Okay? So what is the maximum value here? What is the minimum value here? And you can do that with the cursors. Drag this cursor down until it just hits that peak right there. And then you read it over here. We're at plus 1 volt. Is that showing up? Plus 1 volt on that top there. 1.00 volts. Right? And then you take and drag the cursor down to the minus excursion, and then you read the cursor over here, minus 7.6 volts. Now we know the plus and minus settings on the function generator that caused the oscillation settings that we saw previously. And that took what? Under 4 minutes for the whole thing, and it's unambiguous. And now when I want to reset the function generator to produce those same oscillations, all I have to do is set it like this. 1 volt positive and minus 7.60 volts negative. Right? Thank you for watching.